Aw, shit. We're in some kind of fucking sticky situation now.
Welcome back to Digi, bro.
Look at these, like, horn scully dudes.
That dude's pretty cool.
Oh, fuck. It's like they have a helmet built into their fucking face. Blow. Oh, shit.
This game, like, half of the designs I really like, and the other half I feel completely indifferent about. Like, most of the human characters are just, like all those Resistance members, never remember them.
Yeah.
Like,
they look Ocarina of Timey.
I think they're, in this game, everything's over-designed. Look at this dude's, like, he's got, like, mastodon skulls on it. Like, I like this guy's, like, his face. I think he looks cool. But, like, he's just got so much shit going on that it, like, diminishes the impact.
I don't agree. I feel like there's so much more shit that's more over-designed in this game. And that's what really bothers me. Like, those fucking overblown World of Warcraft style shit where it's just like shoulder pads on fucking armor and shit.
Game,
and like, this is not the vibe I
like,
get.
The Resistance members and stuff give me like a Xenoblade Chronicles kind of vibe.
This guy.
And I hate the designs in Xenoblade Chronicles. I don't know about you. Do you remember the designs in Xenoblade Chronicles?
Not enough.
That's exactly how I feel about these designs. In approximately 1 week, I will not remember them enough to describe them. I know the one lady's got big boobs.
Giving me bombs. Boom.
We're on a new episode. Discussion topic?
Oh.
Anime. You
know, how do you feel about anime?
There's a guy, I think it was Lachlan Still, who commented on the BronyCon, when we were talking about BronyCon. He said,
yeah.
You know, I've watched a bunch of videos from Tom Oliver, never realized he was a pony guy. Huh. And I was like, whoa. And then I was like, that's really impressive, because he was one of the first pony guys. He was like my first friend in the community. He's like, well, I didn't watch you during Pony, which he's mentioned before.
Yeah.
But man, I am always so like shocked and exhilarated when someone hasn't watched me from Pony.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
boom.
Because like, for the longest time, all of my anime audience was just my Pony audience who happened to like anime. Like, it took forever for me to start gaining people just for anime videos. Like, the first legitimate breakout hit video I had for the anime community was the, why you should start paying for anime. What's it called? Why good anime is hard to make.
Yeah.
Like, that was the first video that ever escaped my fan base, and actually other anime fans watched it. And then, like, the Sword Art Online videos were a huge breakout, and, what is anime and what isn't. And then, like, as of this year, I started gaining a lot more, like, anime-only subs. Yeah. And I know there's multiples of them who watch Digi Bros, and we're probably really fucking confused with the whole BronyCon thing. We were dropping names left and right. And
oh,
like,
yeah,
really
definitely. We didn't explain a lot about that.
Nope. I'm just used to that being, like, my fans are from that community. Like, that's how I think of it. But now I can finally be like,
I had assumed that a lot more people were from the Brony community than actually are.
But, like, the fact that someone knew Tom Oliver from stuff other than Pony was like particularly shocking, because his post-Pony content was old. Like, he never really stopped. Like, he did season 5 up until the point where he
and kind of the fact
quit.
that he didn't know him for ponies, and that he still follows both of you.
Right. Or at least he said he'd seen some of his videos. He didn't necessarily say that he was like a sub of him, but like yeah, it is pretty interesting that, like, because that's why we know each other. Like,
exactly.
Maybe we've mentioned knowing each other in our videos or something, but, like, the reason we're friends is because we were the first Pony guys.
Yeah. I gotta figure out these torches. I can't remember if there was a hint earlier that I forgot about.
Anyways.
Torches.
Animes. What's your favorite animes?
Gurren Lagann.
What's your second favorite anime?
Hajime no Ippo.
What's your favorite animes of recent years?
Fuck, man. Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, I've got answers.
Do you like Hajime no Ippo more than Hunter x Hunter?
That is rough. Hajime no Ippo has been with me longer. So I will say I have stronger feelings about it based on that.
Very fair. We need to finish that. We only watched like 15 episodes together. Did you even remember we were watching?
I didn't know
together?
we were watching it. I forgot.
We watched like 15 episodes. Yeah.
I knew I was rewatching it recently, and I couldn't remember why.
Yeah, we were watching it together. I think I watched a couple episodes just with Don-san.
Yeah.
But
so fucking good. So
good.
choice.
It's a very fucking
very
good
clean. Still the best sports anime ever.
Yeah.
Probably that, and then the baseball one, Ofuri. It's pretty good.
Kikufuri Kabute.
Yeah.
Do you like really like that show, or do you just think it's good? Because I never
really enjoyed it, but then like
talk about it.
It's because like when it gets into the baseball playing arc, like it lasts too long, and it's like it's too detailed. But like before that is really when I enjoyed the show a lot.
What other great sports anime are there? What are your favorites? I know you like Yoapeta.
Yes.
Like semi-ironically.
It's just like that thing where you're like, it's not good, but it's so good.
Do you think Ofuri is better than Baby Steps?
Probably. But then Ofuri was shorter, and then I haven't kept up with Baby Steps.
Baby Steps is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I mean, the manga anyway. Like, I mean, I haven't read the manga, but I can't in confidence call the anime a masterpiece when it looks and sounds like shit most of the time. But yeah, so let's see. Let's try to devise a top 5 anime for you. Gurren Lagann, Hunter x Hunter, Hajime no Ippo. What would be the other two?
Anime.
What would be the other 2 candidates?
Fuck my ass.
Very much, we're in the hot-blooded, masculine realm. Gurren Lagann and Hajime no Ippo are both very hot-blooded.
I'm not gonna be able to remember.
Very masculine shows.
The things I really like.
Hunter x Hunter's not. So I mean, it's very. I don't know. Would you consider it hot-blooded?
I mean, I guess.
It's certainly not like.
It is at times.
It's not like masculine because everyone's like super gay in that show.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess gayness is very masculine.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just really gay masculine.
Gay mask.
Gay mask.
Gaming.
Gaming.
Oh yes.
Can you think of any other top 5 favorite anime though?
Fuck.
Anything that comes anywhere close to that echelon?
Shit.
Or are those 3 so far above everything else that nothing else is worth mentioning in the same breath?
Maybe. Space Dandy's pretty good.
Did you see
Tatami Galaxy. Fuck yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You consider
definitely
that a top 5?
Top 5, yeah.
You
That shit
that a 10
just
out of
I
10
felt
show?
that shit, motherfucker. That was some real shit.
I want to finish that show, but my biggest fear with that show is that I won't like it. Because I
Don't even fucking watch it. Just
like
stay the fuck away from my show.
The only reason, well, first of all, Tatami Galaxy is on every top 9 ever. Ever.
I know you didn't like Kaiba, but I understand not liking like Kaiba.
I don't dislike Kaiba.
Yeah.
I just didn't love it. Like,
I love Tatami Galaxy.
Tatami Galaxy is on a way different level when it comes to people liking it.
I see.
Like, go on 4chan right now. Go
it's one of those
into
where it's like I so can't imagine why you wouldn't like it. That it's I don't even want to argue for it.
Because I've only seen the first 2 episodes, and I just don't relate to the main character at all.
What?
Like, because he's just a guy who follows this other guy. Like, he completely lets this other dude take over his life and like ruin it for him. And then he gets harbored up in his anger and hatred towards other people and like becomes a dickhole. Like,
well, his thing is that he doesn't want to waste his college career, and
right.
that is his motivation. And so it's always him, you know, trying way too hard to get into something and like trying too hard to impress people, and then he ends up wasting his college life on something that he thought was gonna be the highlight of his college life.
Right.
And I guess you didn't go to college, so I understand that it would be super relatable. I went to
college for 2 whole years, but I went to college as long as he did.
No, he was a full like 4 years.
But doesn't it start with him starting college and it ends 2 years later? Every time?
I don't remember. Either way, like for me and Hope, it really fucking resonated as college students and being like towards the end of college, like watching this.
I mean, I'll finish it eventually and maybe I'll connect with it more than I expect to. But like, for me, the kind of characters that I always relate with are always passionate characters who are like really legitimately into something, and he's like extremely not that.
Well, he gets really passionate about. No, because he gets completely passionate about everything he does. It's a wasted passion because
I don't know that he gets
realize
passionate so much as that he's so desperate to not waste time that he gets into, like, when he does the whole film class, the film semester, which is the second one.
Yes.
Like, it's all about him. Like, he doesn't really like the people or doing the work, but he hates the one guy a whole lot, and then he dedicates the whole year to smear campaigning this dude.
Yes. And the scenarios do get, better with each episode.
Right.
It's not like it was my favorite anime from episode 1.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I will eventually watch it. It's just the fact that, like, the first 2 episodes, I so didn't connect with him as a character and felt like I needed to, like, to really, because everyone else, seems to connect with the show.
You're not supposed to immediately connect with the shithead. Like, how often do you have an obviously crappy main character? The whole point is that you're gonna connect with them by the end.
A lot of anime
you're gonna
fans
start to understand them.
love the douchey characters because they are the douchey guy. People love the character who, like, is cynical because most people who are nerds are cynical.
I hate nerds.
And I'm not cynical,
Yeah.
Like,
ironically, to an extent.
I love people. And so, like, when I see a character who's like, fuck people, I'm sick of people, I don't like have that perspective, unless it's in like in Welcome to the NHK. What made it relatable was that he didn't, like, the main guy didn't really dislike people. He would just get into this headspace where he'd be like, fuck people. Yes. Like, his otaku neighbor would get pissed off at people and then start ranting about it, and Sato would get in on it and then be like, what am I fucking talking about? Like, I don't even feel this way. And that I can relate to. Like, the sudden twist of emotion like that, But, like, like, cynical characters who don't really have control over their lives are harder for me to relate to. That's why I've never watched Ore ga Iru, which is, like, a show that a lot of people like. It's like one of the light novel shows that everyone always says they love the main character so much because he's got, like, this really cynical perspective. And I'm like, that's exactly why I don't want to watch the show. Because I will probably hate this guy. But, I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't actually watched it. But, that's my fear. And I love ping pong, so it's not like I don't like Masaaki Yuasa. Yes. But, like, it's funny because historically, I hated all of his stuff as a kid. Like, the first thing I saw from him was Mind Game, which was his first movie before he had even done anything else. And I thought Mind Game was just, like, nonsense. Like, it was cool because it was so trippy, but, like, it's fucking madness. And then, I only ever saw the first episode of Kame no Uzume, which I did like, but, I watched the first episode of Kaiba, and I thought it was fucking awful when I was a kid. Like, I wrote a whole thing about how shitty Kaiba is. And Bakaraptor had gone on this whole rant about how much he hates Kaiba.
So you had prepared me for it to be, like, much
weirder than it is. Yeah. It's not that, like, the plot is not that weird.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, because this was like 2008 when it came out, so I was like 17 or if that. No, probably 16. Yeah, I was 16. I didn't get it. It just seemed like a confusing mess to me, and so, like, I was like, fuck this show. And then Tatami Galaxy came out, and I watched the first episode, and I was like, they are talking faster than my brain can even perceive.
And I think aesthetic also adds a lot to my enjoyment of those things. Like, Kaiba, obviously, I fucking just love the design of it, and, like, that really helps.
I mean, I like the look, too. And I give Kaiba, like, an 8 out of 10. I don't dislike it. Like,
I remember you being salty about it when you watched it.
No, I made a whole video recommending it to everybody.
I see.
I was salty because people consider it a masterpiece.
I see.
And I don't consider it a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great show. It's just not a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And, like, that's my concern.
I wouldn't say it's even his best show. Or
right. That's my
Masaaki
concern with Tatami Galaxy is that people think it's a fucking masterpiece, and if I watch it and it's not a masterpiece, then I'm going to be disappointed.
I feel like it's USO's best show.
Because Ping Pong, I legitimately thought was like at least borderline.
I'm not sure if you'll like Tatami Galaxy more than Ping Pong, because I know how much you love Ping Pong.
Right. Well, Ping Pong's about the kind of characters I can relate to. Extremely passionate, driven people. And it's got these huge fucking emotional, like, orgasms of scenes that are just incredible. But yeah, if you were to go on 4chan right now and there was a top 9 thread, every single person would have Tatami Galaxy in their top 9. All of them. Yeah. It is like one of the most favorited shows that I've ever witnessed. It's not that it's like popular, it's that everyone who watches it loves it. Yeah. It's a cult favorite.
Sand.
Like, fuck. There's like there's a handful of shows like that like almost everyone who's seen it thinks it's the greatest thing ever. Mushishi is often like that. Yeah. Like people and Mushishi is another one that like I think it's a great show. I think it's way overhyped.
I can never get through it because it's just like not my type of thing. Like I appreciate it, but I'm just like I really wish I loved Mushishi. I love the idea of it, but I can never get through it.
I think it's an incredible tone piece. Yes. I think Ginkgo's a great character. I think the artwork is absolutely stunning, but I just don't get how I could get that invested in it when it's a bunch of random stories. Yeah. Like I've never been into shows that don't have any kind of like anything overarching, Even like Humanity Has Declined, which is mostly like individual stories, like they always had some kind of intriguing message to them that made them interesting. Like Mushishi, the message is usually, well, you fucked with nature and now you're fucked. You know, like, oh, you stepped into a puddle and now your life is over. Like, it's fascinating to watch, but it doesn't make me have deep thoughts afterwards. Like, it makes me think, don't go in the woods in Japan.
It's more just like pulpy popcorn. Monster of the Week.
Yeah, but it's really extremely well done. Monster of the Week. Kino's Journey is another one that's way overhyped.
You're super into that when you're younger.
When I was younger, I was. It's not that good. Like, it's a fun show, but it's way overhyped because it's just the thing about Kino's Journey is that it's very like intro to philosophy psychology type thing where like
it's so deep.
Yeah, well it's like it's deep, but it completely explains its depth to you. Yeah. Like the point of the episode is very evident. Mm-hmm. And it sets up metaphorical situations that are unrealistic to give you a message. Yeah. It's like a fable, basically. Like, some of the episodes will be like, this is a city where everyone on this side of town thinks this thing, and everyone on that side of town thinks another thing, and then this is the conflict that arises from that kind of situation. And it's like, it's so, overblown that it's like a fable, which makes it, as a story, not that interesting, because the characters and world aren't that believable, but you can't really get invested in it as a place. It's more interesting to think about the themes, but then those themes are all it is. There's no like actual meat to the story or anything that like would make you come back. And it's also ugly. And in spite of the theme of the show being that the world is beautiful yet ugly, it's just an ugly show. Yes. And that's like the biggest thing that like soured me to it when I came back to it like older, because like I'd first seen it when I was younger and I was like, oh, it was great. And I watched it as an adult and I was like, this show does not look good. Like,
I never enjoyed it that much to begin with, and I was always just kind of like,
well, you didn't like it much because it was slow and you were a child. Boring. You watched it when you were probably 13. Yes. And your favorite show was fucking Gurren Lagann. You're trying to watch fucking Kino's Journey. Not gonna happen. But I don't know. It's definitely overhyped. Haibane Renmei is a little overhyped, but I don't want to shit on that show.
I know that show you loved.
No, I do love it. Yeah. I was never hugely into Haibane Renmei. Like that's never been one of my.
My memory of these. You were super fucking into High Bunny Renmei.
No, I was never that into it.
Okay.
It was never a top anything. Like it was never on my favorites list. But it is a very good show. Other people were. It was when there was a. Everyone at the end of 2009 was making their top 50 anime of the decade lists, and then one guy compiled all of them and like weighted the scores against each other to see like what was the highest rated anime by anime bloggers, and the number one was Haibane Renmei. I believe number 2 was Mushishi actually. So yeah. But Haibane Renmei is another show that's not that good looking. That like the art design is incredible. And it's like it's Yoshitoshi Abe, who I've always been a big fan of, and like it's got incredible art design, but the actual animation is like shit.
Ah! This just turned into a nightmare. I wasn't picking up the Wiimote.
You know what other show I will honestly say is I think a little overhyped, even though I do love it, is Serial Experiments Lane.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you suddenly making me not feel bad about not having seen all these shows that you've wanted me to see forever?
You've seen Lane?
I haven't seen all of Lane.
You've seen all of Lane. We sat down and watched it together like 7 years ago.
Yeah, but did I stay awake the whole time? Did I?
You've seen all of Lane.
Did I stay awake? Do I remember any of Lane? I don't remember.
You know
Fuck
what?
From Lane.
I won't say Lane's overhyped. It deserves the hype. Yeah. I'll just say it's not a mass like what's the word I'm looking for? I wouldn't consider it like a top 10 favorite anime. But I would consider it a show everyone should watch, and that's like that I think I think it deserves the
I don't consider myself having seen Lane, so I don't remember anything about Lane.
It would be hard.
Even if I watched all of it.
Watch it all right now. It's only 13 episodes. They're all on YouTube, and I have it on DVD. I think my DVDs are missing or something, and I have it on download.
Were you at dead mid-boss? Oh
Version.
fuck.
You should watch
scary
Lane.
Shit going on.
Let's all love Lane. I did some great videos about Lane. I guess what I'm really saying is every anime that I don't consider perfect is overhyped.
Of course. It always comes down to something ridiculous with you.
But that's really what I'm saying here. I'm sitting here like naming all these anime that are overhyped. It's like really what I'm saying
is
everything.
Everything's overhyped.
It's like everything that I don't consider a 10 out of 10 is overhyped, The only anime that's not overhyped is Gurren Lagann because it's extremely hyped, but it's also that good.
Yes.
So next time on Digi Bros. Wait, how long is this like the boss of the dungeon? Like
no, this is the mid boss.
Okay, next time on Digi Bros. Mid boss.